Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Laurel. I'm super excited to have you here today. If you enjoy this video, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, or whatever floats your boat. I'm going to jump right in. Today I'm talking about two different subscription service boxes that are for learning a second language. I looked quite a bit for a second language program that would be great for someone like myself who doesn't know a second language to teach to their children. So this is for teaching my children and learning with them. Both of these boxes were highly recommended, and I looked online for a comparison video between the two, and I couldn't find one, and I really wanted to be able to compare the two to make a decision, so hopefully you find this helpful if that's where you're at. So the two boxes I have are the Talkbox.Mom, and then I have Onethirdstories. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open these up, I'm going to show you what's inside, and I'm going to do my initial thought comparison. We have not used these yet for my family, as I was waiting for the Onethirdstories from Europe, and we just got that this week. So we have not been able to use either of these, but I kept them together so I could show you everything that's inside and kind of give you my initial thought and what I would pick, just like first impression, what I would pick now that I have them both if I was only going to get one of these boxes. So I'm going to flip you around and I'm going to show you inside. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Onethirdstories. I've already gone ahead and taken everything out of this box, but you get it in the mail. It's just this nice thin box. And what it has inside is it's got, and this is the first box, so not every box will be identical, but I have only received the first box, so these are kind of my initial thoughts and opinions. So this comes with two sets of flashcards. It comes with color flashcards and English on one side, and we chose Spanish, so it's Spanish on the back. And then some other words such as no and thank you, and again, one side in English and one side in Spanish. Then it comes with an activity book that has activities in it, and then this is also one of the activities, and I will show you those after I show you the book. So the book in this one is How the Dinosaur Got His Shoes. It comes with an audiobook, so you can download that, and that's super great because they read the story to you, so you don't have to worry about not being able to say the words correctly, because a native speaker reads it and they do a really excellent job, and you can just flip through the book and look at the pictures along. You can look at the pictures while it reads it to you on that audiobook, so that is great. The stories are fun, or this story is really fun. I imagine the other stories are also. And what it does is it starts 100% in English, and by the end of the story, 1/3 is in your chosen language. That's why it's called Onethirdstories. So it'll talk about shoes. So it said shoes, 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 and then here it adds in the word zapatos instead of shoes. So it slowly switches over the words. It uses the English word first, and then it changes throughout the story those words to the Spanish words in my case. It does that with numbers and colors and some different words. It's super fun, and my kids really loved listening to it. My daughter has enjoyed flipping through it. I think that this is fantastic, and I believe the subscription was $25 a month, and then it goes up depending on how many months you purchase at one time. Something to keep in mind is if you have additional children, some of the activities you would need to buy an additional activity set. They don't sell the sets individually. For example, if you buy one subscription box a month, you can't just buy one additional activity book. You purchase them in sets of 6 or 12, so you get the first 6 books worth of activities for an additional sibling, and for each additional sibling you'd have to purchase that. And so if you have 2 siblings, you'd have to buy 2 of them, and I believe they're like $27 for 6 months, and then maybe a little cheaper if you buy the whole 12 months. I chose not to buy additional activities to begin with because I wasn't sure really how age appropriate it would be for my children, or if it was really necessary. So we're going to look inside this activity book, and here it's got some teaching of the numbers and some little activities. This math activity. It's the color activity, and it shows the shoes in the different colors, so you'd have to be able to read, or I could read to the children, or you could read to your children what the color is, and then they could try and identify it from memory, or there's a little guide over here, so they color the shoes that color and can color the rest of the picture. I think that I could easily just let each of my children color one of these. I wouldn't need an additional activity book for that. And again, this is looking for the shoes, and it asks you questions using some of the words in Spanish. Again, I wouldn't need an additional activity book for this. Then this has got some kind of fill in the blanks, Again, I don't feel like I'd need an additional activity book for that. I could easily just write that on a separate sheet of paper. And then this one is the instructions for this activity that I'll show you in a minute. And then here it just has some fun facts, which is super fun. And then you have this last activity in this box. And let's see, you go ahead and you assemble these dinosaurs, and then you color by number this sheet, and then you can like put the dinosaurs on. So that's a really fun activity. This I would not be able to use obviously with multiple children. So I feel like this is the only item I'd really need to purchase a separate one of. But from my understanding is that if you buy an additional activities, it would come with both, which I could see the benefit of. However, this would be too hard for all of my children, except for probably my 7-year-old. My 5-year-old would get frustrated, and my 3-year-old is too young. So I will not be buying additional activity books at this point, but I may in the future if we continue to use this, as the book and the flashcards and the audiobook can obviously last us a long time. My initial thought on this is a fantastic resource, a really fun idea. And I think I'll enjoy this with my children for a while, and we will probably get 1 or 2 more of these before I make an official opinion on whether or not we're going to stay with it or not. But it is a fabulous resource. I don't know that I think this is going to teach us much Spanish though. Now I'm going to show you this Talkbox.Mom, and this is way more expensive and costly than Onethirdstories. This is $80 a box, and then there is a book that you can purchase. You can choose to, you don't have to purchase in addition to it. So when you open it up, you'll have a little envelope if you chose to purchase the additional book. I already took it out, and it is this one right here. It's a phrase book. I've already flipped through, and it looks amazing. It does a bunch of different phrases, and then it comes with an app. And I will link below where you can find more information about that app. The creators actually did a video that shows you in depth what the app has to offer. I couldn't show you anything in this video that would be as amazing as that video, so I'll just link it below if you want to look into what the app includes. When you buy your items or purchase your items, each of the boxes will show up in the app, and then your additional books will show up in the app. So I can open my app, and I can go to any of these phrases. This has got some cards that came with, some thank you cards and such, and then this nice little mini snack chart. So I'm going to go ahead and show you in here. So if you went into the app, you could go to the letter C section, and it would go ahead and say all of these words. You could click on any of the phrases you want, and it would say them for you so that you know that you're pronouncing them correctly, which is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. You can suggest new phrases to them. You can go ahead, it's got a learned it, got it, a little heart and square, so you can check them off. There are so many amazing phrases in here. You could put this in your bag, or you could just open your app and use it and check them off as you go. This book looks fantastic. I am really impressed with this. Another thank you card. And then it comes with this little paper that tells you all about the box. The first box is the snacks and kitchen box. So it's focusing on food, snacks, things in the kitchen. So you're focusing on one thing at a time, and each of the boxes has a different thing it focuses on. So one focuses on, I believe, like the bedroom and the bathroom and different things in that room. And it's got different challenges. So this one comes with 3 challenges that I'm going to show you. And this is just a little summary about that. These really cute, adorable folders. I think mine might be upside down. Nope, it's just falling out. Okay. It comes with these really cute folders, and each challenge has its own folder, so you could store these away however works for you. And what's really nice about this subscription box, Onethirdstories is an every month box. This one you can choose if you want it every month, if you want to really learn really intensely and really go at it, or you can choose every 2 months or every 3 months, which is what I chose. And so then the cost kind of is more spread out, which is great. But that also allows you more time to learn if you're not really wanting to go at it super intensely, or you don't have a lot of time in your day. Then you could just do like 15 minutes, or if you wanted to really go at it, you could do, I think it's an hour recommendation. Yeah, it says an hour. And so you can go ahead and choose what you want to do. It tells you what you need to do to use the first challenge. It tells you to download the app and all of those things. So then we've got these little snack time little charts, and you just work. So you start with section 1, and again, you can go into the app and you can go to section 1, and it will go ahead and it will tell you how to say these words correctly. And it shows you singular and plural, so you can go ahead and make sure that you're doing that right. It's got the translation. So first you just work on these words having to do with being hungry, and then it gets a little more complicated, and you work through all of the sections until you're done with the sections. And when you're done with that, you've completed challenge 1, and you get to move on to the next challenge. So the next challenge would be, this has another little sheet. So this shows you that you're going to put up your charts, and those are what came in that tube that you saw before. Whole chart. So you can see it's this nice large chart that you can put on your wall, and it has all the different foods. So you can walk up to it, and you can again use the app for this. You'd go to challenge number 2, and it would be able to tell you how to say these words, and you can choose what your family uses. So if you eat squash, here's one for squash, and your kids that don't know how to read yet can go ahead and point, and you can use the correct words for each of it and really build your vocabulary. And at the end of this box, you're going to really be able to talk about things in your chosen language. So it's got everything. It's got fruit, it's got vegetables, really cool. And you can leave this hanging up indefinitely in your kitchen as something to go back and look at. And then number 3, these little label cards, and you go ahead and put them in the appropriate place. So this is the refrigerator, and so it tells you how to say the refrigerator in your chosen language again, and then it does questions that you could use in that language that go with this. So where should I put my food? And then it does it in the correct language. Again, you can go onto the app and it will say these words for you. But this has got a ton of them. It's got the plate, it's got the fork. This is just so amazing. It's got all of these resources. It's all made for you. It's all laid out. It's super simple, and you really can commit as much time as you want or as little time. And I'm super excited about this. I think at the end of this, my kids will really be getting the hang of some solid Spanish foundations and really be able to speak some Spanish. Okay, I forgot to mention these two that were under the folders. So this one is just like a little challenge sheet. So you can go ahead and put whatever phrase you're working on, and you fill them in as you go. You're putting it on your fridge, but you can put it wherever works for you. And then here, this is just a fun little goal sheet that it also includes. And then if you look at the box, it does tell you what the next boxes would be. So there's clothing and weather, the chores and bedroom, the actions room and game box, the first bathroom box, the drinks and dining box, the second bathroom box, the parks and small talk box, cooking and grocery shopping, the schedules and errands, the first aid and discipline box, the arts and crafts box, the chores and bedroom box. So this really covers everything. So by the end of this, if you get all of these boxes, you are going to be able to speak some solid Spanish or whatever language you chose. Okay, so to kind of summarize, my thoughts are that Talkbox.Mom is going to teach you the language that you choose. It's going to give you fun ways to learn, and it's going to give you a solid understanding of how to speak the language. I don't really see that it gets into grammar or any of those things. You might need another resource for that. It looks fantastic. I definitely think you could just use this and not use anything else. You wouldn't need to supplement this right away, especially if you have young children and you're just trying to teach them how to speak the language. Looks fantastic. I'm going to stick with this for a while and see how well my children do with this, and then I will do a review for that. Now, Onethirdstories looks really fun. It's amazing. We did listen to the story. My kids enjoyed it. It's not comprehensive. I think it's a great resource or addition to what you're already doing to learn another language. Again, it only does 4 languages. I believe it's Spanish, Italian, French. There's one other one. I'm certain that there's 4 of them, but I can't remember. Also, it's got activities that if you're using this with multiple children, you will have to buy additional activities separately. It is more cost effective or more affordable than Talkbox.Mom, but you're not getting as much. So your money may be better spent on Talkbox.Mom or something else. But if you have the money and you're just looking for a fun resource, I would definitely look into Onethirdstories. For Talkbox.Mom, I will leave a link in the description box below that gets you $15 off. It's not sponsored in any way. It's just if you are signed up as someone who gets the subscription service, you can give a referral code, $15, and I would get $15 towards my next box. So that's how that works. This was helpful for you. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.